You were born with a spark, an unshakable, indestructible core that no person, no system, no failure could ever truly extinguish. It pulses beneath your skin, hidden in the silence between your thoughts, buried beneath years of compromise, doubt, and fear. Somewhere deep inside you, there is a version of yourself that doesn't ask for permission to be great. This version doesn't wait for motivation, doesn't seek approval, doesn't apologize for its ambitions. It just is raw, relentless, shining. But somewhere along the way, you learn to silence it. The world told you to fit into boxes labeled realistic, practical, safe. It called your dreams naive, your passion reckless, your desire for more something to be tame. You listen. You conform. You adapted. And now you stand here looking at a life that looks frighteningly similar to everyone else's because you stopped daring to make it different. But what if I told you that this moment, the one you're in right now, isn't the end? What if it's the beginning of the greatest transformation you've ever allowed yourself to begin? It's not about luck. It's not about talent. It's about choice. It's about will. It's about deciding right here, right now, to rise above the pull of mediocrity and step into the raw energy of your full potential. Napoleon Hill knew this truth long before modern psychology articulated it, long before self-help became a $10 billion industry. He understood that success is not a gift from fate, but a product of thought. He saw that greatness is not a destination, but a direction that requires discipline, clarity, and courage to resist the forces within and without that would prefer you to remain small. So let's start where all real change begins, with a thought. The mind is the first battlefield. It is the place where excuses whisper their seductive lies, where fear masquerades as logic, where doubts creep in like fog, clouding your vision and paralyzing your action. The average person lives at the mercy of their thoughts, unaware that they are not a prisoner of their mind, but its master. If you want to rise above the ordinary, you must take control of your thinking. Not just once, but every day. Because the mind is not a passive vessel, but a forge. And every thought you allow to take root shapes the steel of your destiny. Do you consider yourself capable of extraordinary deeds? Do you believe you deserve it? Or do you secretly tell yourself that greatness belongs only to others, that you started too late, are too broken, too ordinary? These beliefs are not facts. They are choices. And the most powerful skill you can develop is the ability to choose again. Rewrite the script. Reject the narrative that says you have to settle for less than you want. Clarity is the next threshold. Most people live in confusion not because they lack intelligence, but because they lack focus. They chase distractions instead of pursuing their dreams. They cling to comfort instead of embracing the discomfort of growth. But clarity does not come easily. It is born of ruthless honesty. It comes from asking yourself the questions that most people refuse to ask. What do I really want? Why haven't I achieved it yet? What am I willing to sacrifice today to make it a reality tomorrow? And when you find that clarity, hold on to it like fire. Protect it from the cold winds of doubt and criticism. Let it burn away everything that doesn't align with your highest purpose. Without clarity, actions become aimless. Without purpose, effort becomes exhaustion. But with clarity, you gain direction. And direction is the difference between wandering and moving forward. Now comes vision, the invisible blueprint of your future. You may not see the path yet, but that doesn't mean it isn't forming beneath your feet. Vision is not a mystical fantasy. It is the disciplined act of imagining what could be and refusing to settle for what is. It is the ability to see beyond your current circumstances and sow the seeds of possibility in the soil of the present. Those who rise above the average don't wait for inspiration. They create it. They build it. They shape it consciously. But vision alone is not enough. Purpose gives it power. Purpose is what fuels the journey when the excitement fades and the road narrows. It is the reason you keep going when others turn back. Your purpose is not what you discover, it is what you achieve. It's not always loud or dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet, steady, unshakable. But when you align your life with a mission greater than yourself, you unlock a power that can't be measured by money or titles. You become unstoppable. However, a goal is meaningless without discipline. Discipline is the bridge between dreams and action. It is the daily willingness to take action, even when motivation is lacking. It is the refusal to give in to distractions, to surrender to fatigue, to revert to old habits. The ordinary person waits for ideal conditions. The extraordinary person creates them. Discipline is not punishment, it is liberation. Because when you train yourself to do difficult things consistently, you prove to yourself that you are capable of anything. Action follows naturally, but only when the foundation is laid. Action without strategy is chaos. Action without belief is emptiness. Action without preparation is a waste of time. But when you act with clarity, purpose, and vision, then movement takes on meaning. Then every step forward matters. Every effort adds up. And suddenly, progress becomes not just possible, but inevitable. And yet, even the most determined among us forget one of the most important elements of success: gratitude. Not the superficial, showy gratitude that circulates on social media, but the deep, transformative gratitude that recognizes abundance even in struggle. Gratitude is not pretending that everything is perfect. It is acknowledging what is already working, what is already supporting you, what is already lifting you up even as you build something greater. Because gratitude changes your energy. It changes your vibration. It opens doors that clenched fists can never break down. But the path is not straight. There are storms along the way, setbacks, failures. And this is where adaptability becomes your best ally. The average person sees obstacles as signs to stop. The extraordinary person sees them as invitations to grow. Adaptability is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is the understanding that sometimes an obstacle does not need to be overcome, but rather circumvented. That sometimes a plan needs to be changed, not because you failed, but because you grew. Resilience is what keeps you on your feet when the ground is shaking. It is the refusal to let failure define you. It's the ability to fall, get up, and move forward with even greater determination. Resilience isn't just endurance, it's learning. It's the ability to take every setback and turn it into fuel, to turn every wound into wisdom, to turn every defeat into a lesson that makes your next attempt stronger than the last. So we come to learning not just formal education, but a relentless pursuit of growth, a willingness to ask questions, to challenge, to improve. Learning is the antidote to stagnation. It is the process by which the mediocre become masters. The more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know, and that humility is the true source of strength. Because those who think they already know everything stop improving. Those who remain curious never stop growing. So where are you now? Still clinging to security or ready to break free? Still waiting for permission? For confidence? For someone else to hand you the keys to your own potential? No one else can do this work for you. Not a mentor, not a book, not a program. It is your right. And the time is now. Because success isn't given. It has to be taken. With both hands. With determination. With the understanding that the price of greatness is constant growth. that the price of standing out from the crowd is stepping out of the crowd, that the reward for a life well lived is giving your all to what really matters. So let go of the need for approval. Let go of the fear of failure. Let go of the illusion that luck is the deciding factor. None of these things define you. Only your choices. Only your actions. Only your refusal to accept anything less than the full expression of who you are. The world wants you to be average. It rewards conformity. It punishes deviation. But you were never meant to follow. You were meant to lead, to create, to transform not only your own life, but the lives of those who come after you. So breathe. Feel the fire returning to your bones. Feel the pulse of possibility quickening in your chest. Because the moment you truly decide to rise above the average, the universe will begin to work in your favor. You are not finished. You are becoming. And that's where your story takes its most daring turn.